Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. Really excited for today's video. It's a dueling beer review, which I don't think I've done in a while. I don't really plan on dueling the two together, but they do make sense to drink together. Chillin out Maxin, Relaxin all cool. If you don't know, welcome to the world outside of living under your rock. Those are lyrics to the Fresh Prince theme song. These are single IPAs. This one has Vic Secret, Mutaka, and Simcoe, 6.5% ABV. And this one is Galaxy Mutaka, which I know I'm mispronouncing, and Hallerta Blanc, Hallerta Blanc, also 6.5. I assume they're going to make double versions, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. Free idea, you're welcome. These are courtesy of Hot Butcher, so thank you so much for sending them. I forgot to say that. I have had one of these, so I had doubles, and my wife and I wanted to just relax and drink a beer, which I typically feel like all I ever do is review the beers. And I'm like, yes, I have just the beers for relaxing. So I poured them both, and I let her try both, and I let her pick the one she liked more. And it was this one. It was the Relaxing All Cool, the one with Galaxy. I remember it was the one with Galaxy. So I had this one then. Yeah. All right. Anyway, hopefully you fast forwarded all that if you weren't interested. Let's get into the beers. So they both have the same hop, the Mutaka, and then they both have different hops that give me pineapple, the Galaxy and the Vic Secret. To me, in some ways, it's a softer pineapple than the Galaxy, but I have had some, wow, that smells really good. I have had some Vic Secret that were pretty Galaxy forward and were no slouches. Actually, it wasn't that long ago. I did a beer review and I didn't know what hops were in it, and I was like, I bet this has Galaxy, and it ended up being Vic Secret. So like that much pineapple, I was like, oh, it's got to be Galaxy, and I was wrong. Pretty similar looking beers. I mean, I did pour this one earlier. I didn't pay attention to the head, but I mean they're pretty similar. This one's a hair darker. I don't want to drop these. But that might just be the lighting down here. They're pretty darn close. And again, because there's less head and I'm seeing more of the liquid, the head on this looks a little darker. But I think they're pretty darn close. I mean, these are tiny bubbles, like approaching nitro level. Then there's some small bubbles, but I mean, definitely look like New England style IPAs, double IPAs. You know, like somewhere in that realm. So they're definitely. It's a color in terms of the style. Let's get into the aromas. Definitely get some of that pineapple. I don't think it's just in my head because I was talking about it. Definitely citrus. And right now I'm getting orange and lemon, maybe a little bit of grapefruit even. It smells juicy that way. That's about all I'm pulling out though. There is a nice sweetness and there's some bitterness. So like it smells very juicy, but there is a hint of like, but don't forget this is a beer. See about this one. This one has that pineapple, but it's a different way. This is more straight pineapple. This one is to me kicking out more like, well, the hop is making you think pineapple, whereas this one is more like tricking you into thinking it's actually pineapple, whereas this one it's more of like, the closest thing this hop is making me think is pineapple, which might seem like I'm splitting hairs, but to me those are big differences. Is this one with a Simcoe? No, I was going to say there's a little bit of onion in this. There's also that citrus. For me, it's leaning a little bit more orange. I did not read the side, what they say. So this one says fresh citrus, light grass, and ripe tangerine. So definitely that citrus thing. I like that they're saying the fresh citrus because I got at least two, if not a third kind of citrus, but then they make a point to mention the tangerine. Pretty good, I think. I'm seem to be agreeing. I didn't get the grassy thing. Interesting. This one, ripe peach, faint herbal, floral lemon lime. Interesting. Neither one say pineapple. That's interesting. They both do smell good. When I was pouring them, and I think, yeah, I verbalized this. As I was pouring this one, I got hit with the aroma, and it smelled very nice. Maybe a little bit of that lemon thing. Let's get into the taste of this one first. Cheers. Yeah, okay. So this is what I'm remembering. That was probably 2 nights ago at this point. No, 3 nights ago. It doesn't matter. But 3 nights ago when I had this beer. And it does have that multiple citrus thing, and it is both juicy citrus but also the zest, and I love that. Like that is like, I love juice. I love juicy beers, but if you can get that zest, or some other component where it's not just, this could be fruit juice, that really gets me more excited. So the fact that this is so much, and again, I like that they say tangerine, so orangey. But you are getting that lemon, and I'm going to say in the taste, I'm also getting a little bit of that grapefruit. A little bit. Not overly, but definitely a little bit. Sometimes they use that descriptor like dank greens. I could see them saying that about this as well. There is a little bit of dankiness. And then, right, this is one with a Simcoe. So unlike what I was smelling before and thinking with Simcoe, that makes sense. With the taste that's kicking out. I just realized I didn't bring any water down to kind of clean my palate between these beers. I like it's like the aroma. I like the bitterness in this because it does have a lot of nice juicy qualities. And then you're cutting it with the zest. You're cutting it with a little bit of that like dinky green thing, to use their typical terminology. You don't taste the alcohol, not that it's particularly high alcohol. Nice mouthfeel. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a good beer. Good level of bitterness. I like that. Let's see about this one. Cheers. And maybe it's just going from this to this one, and my palate's a little bit more used to the bitterness. This one comes across a little sweeter. This one I am getting the taste of pineapple in, though. Right? I don't think I said anything about the taste of pineapple in this one. That's interesting. But this one, I'm definitely getting that pineapple taste. I am getting the orange. Oddly, and I think I know why, but these things do not taste similar. The orange and the peach thing. So they're saying peach, and I keep going back to orange. But it's happened with a lot of Citra beers, where lately I'm getting more peach out of them. I'm still getting the citrus, especially specifically orange, but I'm getting more peach. And yeah, those fruits don't taste alike. But sometimes in these beer experiences, especially when there's more hops and you're not just eating a piece of fruit or drinking the juice of just one fruit, and there's other things you're contending with, the level of bitterness and the sweetness, which is interesting. Short version, I'm not surprised I'm not saying peach right now, because in my mind I'm associating that orange and peach in beers kind of together. So I'm not disagreeing with a peach, but I'm not in a blind situation probably saying peach. Yeah, to me that it's pineapple and orange together, maybe a little bit of mango, interestingly, and then is it melon? Another familiar fruit. It's interesting too, because sometimes in these beers, it's like very distinctly, like you get a wave of this and then a wave of this and a wave of this, and sometimes it's like the smoothie thing where it's like, oh, it kind of tastes like if I took all these and blended them together. And the melon component is kind of like, feels like it's been blended with the other parts of this beer, but I think there's like a honeydew in there, which is cool. I haven't gotten that in a while. what are they saying? Peach, the faint herbal, and the floral lemon lime. In the aftertaste, as I'm talking now, I get that lemon. Yeah, I'll even say lemon lime. That's fine. I definitely get that kind of in the aftertaste more than the sipping experience, at least on my end. I can see when my wife picked this one. I'd give the hair to this one, or give it by a hair to that one. I will say this. Going back from this to this is bitter. This is or more bitter. So I said that. After doing this, I'm like, oh, maybe I just use the bitterness. This seems sweeter. But going back from this to this is definitely a bit more bitter beer. This one, it's more obvious you're drinking a beer. So I do like that aspect of it. Man, I was leaning towards this one, but I'm really liking that bitterness in this one, and you know the balance of everything that's coming through. Yeah. Got to get them about even to cuvee, right? I really should have brought some water down to reset my palate. All right. At this point, it seems like a lot of the aromatics have escaped. I'm not that surprised by that. I'm actually getting more like cracker, so that's interesting. Some of the hop aromas, which is what I was focusing on, have dissipated, but I am getting a little bit of that like malt backbone thing. There's a generic citrus, so it's like a mix of the stuff that we've been talking about this entire time, and a little bit of generic tropical fruit. But it's not pineapple. It's not like specific things, and it's also not that robust as when I first did the aromas. See about the taste. Cheers. That does not suck. The sweetness from this one is making this a very tame drinking experience. Great mouthfeel, which also, again, helps with the drinking experience. But it is that smoothie thing. It is, and again, part of it's just what's left on my palate from doing all the other, drinking of this and discussion of it. But the beer is even less, when you cuvee, it seems to be even less independent things. It is the product of the sums at this point, and not just the individual things. But I quite like this cuvee, actually. Because yeah, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting some of that bitterness, some of that zest, which is what I was just raving about with this one. But and again, not that it's distinctively pineapple, but that pineapple I got out of this one and that sweetness, all these things coming into, it's a really nice cuvee. I haven't watched them yet, but I've seen. It looks like Mad at Massive did both of these at the same time. I think the French Haas guys did as well and have released them at this time. I'm definitely going to watch, and I hope that they cuvee them, because I'm really curious what their thoughts were on this, because I really like that. I'm curious what their thoughts are on both of these independently as well. But anyway, probably a long review, so I should wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks again, Hot Butcher, for sending it. Check me out on Instagram and on Tap. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, cuvee your beer. Cheers.